Hi everyone, this is Ritsuka, and of course, I have Soapy with me. But he's not gonna talk, because I told him not to. It wasn't an order, I just asked you to not talk, okay? Ugh, drive me insane sometimes. Ugh. Anyways, I came up with the perfect topic to talk about. And it's very special for me because it's my favorite topic in the entire world. Actually, not really, but other things are. But right now, it's important to me. And that is relationships. And how you can make them work in your advantage. Well, not in your advantage, in your favor. I'm very lucky, even though sometimes I may not say it often. I'm very lucky to be in a relationship with Sobi, despite the fact that, one, there's a huge age difference between us. Two, he's still kinda connected to my brother Seme because of his name. And three, he kind of annoys me, but in a good way. And I'll get to that later. But all those things together just completely gets blown out of the water when, because of one big thing he does. He makes me his entire world. Everything he does for me. And when he says that he loves me, even though early before, when he told me he said he loved me because Seme ordered him to love me, I kind of was upset at it. But now, whenever he says it to me, I kind of get the sense that he means it. And it just makes my heart melt completely. Not many people are lucky. Very few, actually, may know what I feel when it comes to their significant other. But if you remember and listen to what your heart wants and what it desires, and don't settle for what I'm about to tell you, then maybe you'll be able to find your paradise. Okay. So, mostly when my classmates ask me, or especially when it's Yuriko, yes, Sobi, she asks me about relationships. Shut up. Sorry. So, normally when Yuriko asks me about relationships, she usually asks what I look for in a person. And I think mainly it's because of the fact that maybe she's trying to get my attention. Well, sorry, my attention's diverted to my Sentoki. Anyways, my top 5 things in a person, in a boyfriend and girlfriend, is 1, their personality. 2, actually no, I'm sorry. I only have 1, and that's the personality. Looks don't matter much to me. They can be kinda in the middle of that weight thing, whether they're fat or they're skinny, and I'll still like them. I'll still want to be with them no matter what. But their personality is the biggest thing about them. The top 5 things in a personality that I look for is kindness, caring, what? I said kindness and caring. Loving, supportive, and understanding. Kindness means that they're kind to everybody, including me. Caring kind of goes hand in hand with kindness, but it also means that they have a care for how they treat people and how they treat me. Loving, actually no, kindness, loving, and caring, they go hand in hand, all 3 of them, don't they? Supportive, the supportive trait of a person means that when you have 5 or 10 people telling you that you can't do anything once you set your heart to something, that boyfriend or girlfriend is the one positive thing in your life that's telling you, don't listen to those people. I know you can do it. You just put your heart and soul into it. And if you keep practicing or keep working at it, I know you'll get it. That is what I really, really, really love about somebody. And I kind of admit that I'm that kind of person. I am supportive, but it kind of always backfires on me, and I really don't understand it. But there's just some reasons why. And the last part is understanding. That means to understand that there's going to be some pros and some cons about a relationship, or what somebody can do and what they can't do. Now, for me, I don't like people who always expect me to make a decision for every part of the relationship. When they ask me something like, oh, do you think this looks good on me, or you think that looks good on me? That's okay, because you're trying to ask for my opinion about something, and you want my honest opinion. But things like, oh, do you think I should do this, or should I make that? I can't tell you what to do. That's something you gotta come up with on your own. And you are the only person who knows the true outcome on whatever happens. I had a friend once who was asking me about something, and they asked me, do you think I should tell this person how I truly feel, or should I just keep it to myself and just watch what happens? Well, I told them, to be honest, I said, honestly, I can't make that decision for you. I'm not in that position to be giving you advice. Just listen to what your heart's telling you. If you like this person, then you should try and take the chance while you have it. Otherwise, you're gonna end up regretting it. that kind of decision making is not right for me to do. It's up to you on what you need to do. The other thing that I don't like in relationships is when the biggest thing is any kind of abuse, either from the female or the male. And come on, honestly, we know that most people, most of the time, it's guys who are being abusive to their girlfriends or wives. But what you don't know is that it can go the other way. That females can just be as abusive as guys can. The one biggest rule that everybody needs to understand is that no male or female have the right to put their hands on each other. The guy has no right to hit the female, and the female has no right to hit the guy, unless it's in self-defense. But other than that, there's no need to resort to violence. And if everything's fine, the first part, and then eventually it escalates to like maybe an abusive relationship, then you make the decision to get out of it before. Don't wait around and expect the person to change, because it's not. They're not going to change unless they make the choice themselves. If they're not going to make the choice and they keep being abusive to you, then there is no hope left, and you got to get out of the situation quick and fast before you die. There is no reason to be in an abusive relationship if it costs you your life. No reason whatsoever. I have been in a couple of abusive relationships myself, and let me tell you, they weren't fun. Now, I'm not saying this is the character, because we know that the character that Ritsuka only has been with Sobi. But me talking as Ritsuka-chan, I have been in a couple of abusive relationships, and let me tell you, I don't regret being the one who left, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. I don't regret leaving those relationships at all. None whatsoever. I was all for them getting help, but some of them didn't want help. Some of them chose to stay the way they were. And like I said, I just couldn't stand to stay with them anymore. Now, now if they have something like for why they're acting the way they are, then that's where your supportive side comes out, and you need to help them deal with it. Don't hold on to it and expect and say, and then just throw it back in their face. Because then you're not being supportive. You're not being understanding either. If you're going to make a relationship work, both sides have to work together and come to some agreement. Not one side do everything and the other side just take it all. That's not how relationships work, and that's not what it means to be in sync with each other. So, I probably would talk more about this in the future when and if I have chances. But that's just my opinion. And that's just my viewpoint from how I've grown into relationships. Now, if you don't want to take my advice, hey, that's fine. I'm not here to dictate what you should do. But my advice is to help you understand and transition what you're thinking. And also just to warn you guys that just to prepare yourselves for what might happen. You need to keep an eye on things. If you see problems are arising in your relationship, then take action and say to that person, look, we need to sit down and we need to talk about things. Otherwise, we may not survive. There's nothing wrong with sitting down and working things out. Because you gotta work things out with everything, whether it's relationships, friendships, or just in general. You gotta work things out all the time. So, relationships don't make a difference. I mean, well, no, let me rephrase that. They do make a difference, but they're no different than friendship or anything else that you have problems with. There isn't a perfect relationship out there at all. Nor is there perfect relationships in manga or in anime. Because if that was the case, then everybody would be living their life by anime or manga or movies or TV or books or whatever. Those aren't perfect examples. But at the same time, they do kind of highlight relationships in their highs and their lows. And like I said, I'm not here to try and tell you guys how to walk step by step in relationships, but I'm just giving you my perspective and what I've gone through and my personal advice. So, just be careful. And if you see any dangers that may be, like I said, that will lead to abuse, don't hesitate to get out of that situation. Whether it's to go somewhere, whether it's even to drive, or to go, or to anywhere, like a friend's house, a hotel, your parents, to the police. Don't hesitate to get out of the situation and tell somebody. Otherwise, it just keeps escalating and it goes unreported, and there's just so many of that out there, and it just makes me so sad and so upset that so many lives have been taken because of domestic violence and because people tend to keep quiet about them. Don't be like that, please. I'm begging you, don't be silent if you're being abused. Please. It's no fun. It's no picnic either. It's no walk in the park. Please, 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 I'm begging you, like I said, don't stay in an abusive relationship. Alright, that's it. I'm done. Like I said, I'll talk more about this in the future references, whether or not I can. But until then, this is Ritsuka Ayagi, signing out. Sayonara, and I wish you guys all the best in your relationships. Sayonara.